Alright, today we're going to be making a lemon chicken. We need chicken tenderloins, garlic, lemon of course, a little bit of whipping cream, chicken broth, white wine, and some capers. We're going to set our pan to about a 4.5, right between the 4 and the 5. While it preheats, it's time to get our prep done, get our lemons cut, get our garlic cut. Nice big knife out. All right, let's get this garlic prepped. We're just gonna do a nice cut down the center. Just like that, move that, do it again. See, I'm not cutting all the way through. Still staying together. Cut across. And then down. Do it one more time. And across and give it a little rough chop for the rest of the bigger pieces. Boom. Set that to the side. Cut a lemon in half. Get a double sticker on this bad boy. This one we're not gonna cut in half. We're gonna cut 2/3, 1/3, save the third, and then cut some nice, about 1/4 inch thick slices straight down the middle there. 2 or 3 of those, maybe a 4th one. There we go. Try to take the seeds out of your lemons just so that they don't end up in your dish afterwards. To the side, just push these seeds out. Nice and easy. If you have cuts on your hands, this is not going to be a good time. Otherwise, pretty easy. Just dig your finger in there, they come right out. And just a little pop, come right out of there. There's obviously going to still be some in different parts of the lemon, but just get whatever you can see out, and that'll help it not go in your dish. Push that off to the side. Put our lemons in here, and now we can get our chicken cut. Just get these seeds off. Okay. Always cut your veggies first, because then you don't really have to wash your cutting board in between, because the chicken contaminates the cutting board, not the veggies, as long as you wash your veggies and stuff beforehand. So we're just gonna cut these kind of however we can to get that nasty tenderloin piece off. Cut all these down. See, this one you can see straight down the middle, nice big piece. Can't see that. So let's scan it, but right over here. Get that off, keep this off to the side. Just gonna keep going. There's a little bit of waste when it comes to this just because I'm going fast. Always do one with less waste just to show. Another piece. Boom. I'm gonna rough chop these into nice, slightly bigger than bite-sized pieces, I guess. It's not too important. Obviously, the more even they are, the more even they cook afterwards. But this is gonna be just fine. We're gonna spread these out so that we can season them, and then we can get ready to cook. Let's get this chicken seasoned up. So obviously we're gonna put some salt on here. Nice generous amount. Then we're gonna go in with some paprika. Get some nice beautiful color on there. Some garlic powder. We're gonna mix it up so it's okay that it's not perfectly spread. Just a dash of cayenne pepper. There you go, just a little bit. And that's gonna be it for those. We're gonna take this little piece of lemon and just give it a little squeeze on top of our chicken. Just a little. And then grab some olive oil. Give it a nice little drizzle on here, along with just a drop of balsamic vinegar to add a little bit of flavor. Get this all nice and mixed up. It's not ideal to do this on a wooden cutting board because people say they absorb bacteria better, but if you know how to clean with soap and warm water, none of that matters. And that is our chicken all nicely seasoned. We're gonna let that sit for a second, wash these hands. All right, our pan has been heating up all this time. Let's give it a little water droplet test. You can see those, it's good. That water's bouncing around, dancing on there, just fine. We're gonna add some of our high smoke point cooking oil. A nice even coating on there. You can see it's smoking. It's okay, it's not the end of the world. The pan's gonna cool down pretty fast. And let's set this chicken down. Keeping this hand that I touched the chicken separate, I'm using the other hand to grab a spatula and spread this chicken out a bit. Now it is probably going to stick a little bit at the beginning, but it will release itself once it's ready to be flipped. Going to keep going in, kind of pushing down on these, make sure we're getting a nice good sear on these guys. See what we can get in there. See all that. All that stuff at the bottom there is called fond. That is where we get our flavor for our sauce from. Get these flipped over. Now we're gonna cook these about 90% of the way, and then save them off to the side, because we'll finish cooking them submerged in our nice sauce. Get that nice sear on these guys. good sear on there. Our chicken is looking nice. It's got a really good sear on here. So let's just shove it all off to the side. Whoops. Kind of missed, but that's okay. All right. Got pieces of chicken. We're going to leave these off to the side like I said. Put just a little bit more oil in our pan. Wipe up the mess we made. Now we're gonna take our garlic it's been sitting here, take the lemon out the bowl, leave the lemon off to the side for now, and dump our garlic in here. There we go. Gonna saute this until it becomes nice and fragrant. While that's working, grab a fork and your capers. And we're just gonna dig right in here and grab a nice helping of these capers. They're gonna saute nicely in there with the garlic, releasing the flavor. Don't want to let your garlic get burned. So you're gonna brown it and make it nice and fragrant. Scrape that excess off. Just another minute or so for our garlic. Really doesn't need that much time. Get your lemons ready, your white wine, and your chicken broth. It's always better to try to work with room temperature ingredients so that you're not fluctuating the temperature of this pan too much. But if you're tight on time, you're tight on time. Take them out as early as you can, like I did. I took them out at the start of making this, so it's not going to be the best. Okay, look at the level of our wine. We're not going to use that much wine. It's going to look like more than it is. That's it. That's all the wine we need. I'm going to let that deglaze for a second. Move this stuff around. Scrape these bits up on the bottom of our pan. In about a second, we're going to add the rest of our liquid ingredients. Add some chicken broth in here. At least 50% of the amount, at least the same amount of chicken broth as white wine. But if you want to use a little more broth than wine, go for it. Just at least a 1-to-1 ratio minimum. Don't have more wine than broth. Squeeze our lemons in here. A nice amount of that juice. Now, right now, this just looks like some clear runny water. You can see we got a bunch of seeds in there we're gonna have to pick out if we can. If we can't, we can't. It's not the end of the world. Boom. All right. That is good. We are going to let this come back to at least a simmer. Boil's okay too though, as long as we're watching a good eye on it. The rest of our bits scraped off the bottom there, even off the side, all that stuff is good deliciousness. Try to scrape it off if you can. This is gonna very soon come back to a boil. See, if we had used room temperature ingredients for our wine and our broth, the pan would not have cooled down this much and this would already be bubbling like crazy. But it's okay, just keep moving stuff. Give that a second. I'm gonna put my broth and my wine away and take some butter out of the fridge. See this start to bubble already. We're really not going to need all that much butter for this thing. Just a nice knob, about this big. Just leave it off to the side for now. We'll add it in later at the very, very, very end. This is coming to a nice boil now. So you keep giving it stirs so that nothing burns, but really we're going to want to reduce this by a significant amount. So it's going to be a couple minutes of cooking. Once our flavor gets right, if there's still too much liquid, we are able to add some flour in there to kind of help just thicken that sauce up. You can even make a slurry with like cornstarch and water and throw it in there, or roux, which is flour and butter cooked together for a little while. You could make that early on and save it in the fridge. Really whatever you want to do to thicken the sauce up. What we'll do though, if we need to, is just add a sprinkle of flour, grab a whisk or something of the sort, and just a little bit at a time whisk it in there until it thickens our sauce up. It really takes a lot less than you'd think. Give her another little stir. Always trying to just get a little scrape on that stuff on the sides. This is looking good though. It's looking good, it's smelling good. It's just obviously super, super runny right now. A little runaway garlic. Give this a stir. It's getting thicker, but obviously when we add this much liquid to a pan, it's going to take a while. However, boop, 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 boop. We're going to add our lemon in. To kind of release, these are going to, once this gets glazy, it's going to add a better lemon flavor to our pasta here, or not our pasta, our chicken dish. Which, by the way, you can serve this with pasta or really anything, any sort of starch that you want by itself. Even I'm gonna be making some rice, some good old microwavable rice with it. But whatever you want to make with it, you know, nothing is really. It's not that deep. I'll keep stirring this. I am going to add just a little bit of butter at this point. Trying to catch it. There you go. Just a little too much. Just a nice little knob. Nothing too crazy. Maybe a little more. This is just for some flavor at this point. As you can see, we still have quite a ways to go with this sauce to make it nice and thick. We'll be tasting this pretty soon, and then we can decide if we want to add any flour to this or not to thicken it up. Right now it needs a little more time. Try one of those capers. Capers are soaking up that juiciness from the lemon. I know about 4 seconds ago I said we're going to wait a little longer for the flour, but we're actually going to add it in now. While this is nice and hot and boiling. Just a little bit. You see I'm sprinkling tiny little amount. And this is a stainless steel pan, so we can go ahead and just scrape straight to the bottom of this pan, and it's not going to cause us any problems whatsoever. so our sauce is still a little too runny. It's definitely thickened up a little bit. However, now is a great time to add our chicken back in while the sauce just finishes up. Stirring it, make sure all that flour is well incorporated in there. Pour your chicken back in, make sure you get all that juice out into there. Taste that. Tasting good. Put your flour away. And we're just gonna a little shake and let that cook down. Just finish cooking down. Make sure it coats this chicken beautifully, all these lemons beautifully. See, that sauce is almost there. Almost there. So we'll do a little bit of that, grab it, and just throw it on top. Get that chicken basted in that sauce. Obviously, this will look a little bit better with a spoon, but there's no need to make more dishes dirty. This works fine. It's not even a necessary step. Just want to make sure our sauce is getting nice and cooked through. You can see how when I drag this spoon across, it takes so long to come back. That means your sauce is just about ready. So turn that heat off. Keep stirring stuff. And then we're actually going to take our pan off of the heat over to another burner. Take you along with me. Right over here. And we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Our pan still has a lot of heat to it. Right? And now is the time to add the rest of your butter. We're gonna keep doing this in the middle of the pan. You know, we have our chicken and stuff on the sides. Let's do our sauce stirring in the middle. You can even push everything up and then hold your pan at an angle like this, just a slight one. And then all your sauce will come down while that chicken remains up top. We'll keep stirring and we'll keep stirring. You can see the sauce is changing colors slightly. It's getting more of a glossy look to it. That is from our butter. This is looking delicious. Stir all that in there. Oh yeah. And just like that, we've made a delicious lemon chicken recipe. Just in about what, half an hour, 35 minutes maybe. We're gonna keep stirring and stirring. This, as you can see, our chicken, nice and tender, perfectly cooked inside while still being, look at that juice that's coming out of this chicken. All that takes a second to come out. Delicious. Lemony fresh chicken. Pour this over rice, pasta, anything you want. All done.